Welcome to Mason Cable News. Hope everyone is having a great week. My name is Jeff Carberry.
And I'm Shreyas Adicherla. Next week, join Contemporary Student Services for National Transfer Student Week. The different events will take place throughout campus all of next week. We brought over Matt from Student Contemporary Services to discuss events for next week.
You're listening live to Improv for Mason here on WGMU Radio, heard WGMUradio.com.
You know, it wasn't my idea.
Today's show with our special guest interview for this team in the new conference.
Welcome to a special
It's
edition
been
of the
a
First
great
Pick.
transition for me personally. I love Mason.
The very talented David Keckner.
I'm great. How are you doing?
Reed, Jonah, it was a pleasure having you on the show today.
I did.
I'm Ben Simpson. On the phone today, we have Drew McGarry, successful author, writer. You're listening to WGMU Radio on WGMUradio.com.
You're listening live to Improv for Mason here on WGMU Radio, heard WGMUradio.com.
You know, it wasn't my idea.
Today's show with our special guest interview for this team in the new conference.
Welcome to a special
It's been
edition of the
a
First
great
Pick.
transition for me personally. I love Mason.
The very talented David Keckner.
I'm great. How are you doing?
Reed, Jonah, it was a pleasure having you on the show today.
I did.
I'm Ben Simpson. On the phone today, we have Drew McGarry, successful author, writer. You're listening to WGMU Radio on WGMUradio.com.
Hey, we're here with Matt from Contemporary Student Services to talk about Transfer Student Week. And so first question is, how are you doing? And do you have planned for Student Transfer Week?
Sure. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. So for National Student Transfer Week, we have, a whole week of events planned. It's just part of one of the many initiatives we do at Contemporary Student Services to help our contemporary student populations feel included and part of Mason and give them a sense of belonging. But for this week, we have kicking it off is our networking event on Monday, and that starts at 6 p.m. That is going to include an opportunity for students to connect with both other transfer students as well as faculty and staff who've been through that experience as well. Many of us in Contemporary Students Services are also former or current contemporary students ourselves. There will be refreshments. We're going to do a gear exchange, which is really just a way of saying, like, bring your swag from your previous school and we'll trade it for Mason swag. We also have these shirts like I'm wearing right now for National Transfer Student Week that people can pick up. And we'll have a kids corner for our transfer students who may have families to hang out and play with some things to keep the kids occupied and that kind of thing. And that's how we're kicking things off. But we have a lot more events planned with partners throughout the week, and I can talk more about those too if you'd like. But
so another question is, how many transfer students go to George Mason, and what are some of the big impacts that they make on our campus and our student community?
Sure. Well, this fall, we welcomed 3,500 transfer students to Mason. So, I mean, that's not a small amount of students. So obviously, a lot of our students coming in are transfer students, so they become a part of Mason like everyone else and contribute to our RSOs, contribute to our community, and, contribute to all aspects of Mason, really. There's just so many of them. And like I said, that's just the fall. We have lots of former transfer students who have become part of the Mason community, and you might not recognize them at first glance because they've now been here a while, but yeah.
What entices students to come here to George Mason, do you believe, that you hear from them who transfer over here? And what makes them feel welcome here on campus?
Yeah, well, I mean, we work a lot to make students feel welcome on campus. Obviously, as I mentioned, we have a lot of partners doing events. So a lot of our other offices at Mason, our units in student life, even our colleges, work to make transfer students feel welcome. So, admissions is partnering with us, learning services, the College of Science, student involvement, First Gen Plus, just a lot of different partners. But as far as what brings them here, we have the partnerships with Nova. So a lot of students come in from there. Being one of being the most diverse campus in the Commonwealth, as we often say, is another thing that brings students here. I was just talking to a student from, I think it was either Nevada or Michigan the other day, who brought that up when they talked about, we were sort of like, well, what brought you halfway across the country to come to Mason? And that was one of the things that I remember them saying.
And what are you most looking forward to? What event always brings the best event experience for you?
Yeah, well, so we have a lot of events like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We also have a lot of developmental type events and fun events, both to get transfer students connected to other students, as well as things that might help them get with their transition to Mason, informational sessions, things like, how to study and other events like that. I know we have some of our partners are doing things like that. But honestly, the thing I'm most excited about this year is we have a partnership with Generation Hope, which is a nonprofit in Washington, D.C. that supports student parents, which is one of our contemporary student populations. So we're doing a donation drive during this transfer week with Generation Hope. So students can come visit us in our student lounge in the hub at 1014, or they can drop stuff off in sub 1 at 3600. But if students want to bring diapers, school supplies, toothbrushes, toothpaste, towels, cleaning supplies, that's something we're doing this year, is trying to raise and collect some of those things for Generation Hope to support student parents, not just at Mason, but across the area. So we would love for students to come and bring some of those things out if they have them to us here in the hub or in sub 1. Yeah.
All right, and my final question for you is for students who aren't transfer students who chose Mason to come here from the get-go, what can they do to help transfer students and make them feel more comfortable here on campus?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. Thanks. So we would love for them to get involved with Contemporary Student Services. We have Contemporary Student Advisory Board. Actually, they have, I believe, a meeting coming up soon, but if you are interested in that, please reach out. It's basically a chance for contemporary students, which be our transfer students, off-campus students, adult learners, student parents, and others, to come and discuss ways of supporting other contemporary students. So we'd love for transfer students to come get involved in that and talk about ways that we can support future transfer students. They can also, if you just want to connect, I think the biggest thing is just connecting with and sharing your experience with current newer transfer students. So coming to our student lounge and connecting with them and coming to our networking event, and being someone who can talk about your experience, and how you made it work, and how and the things that you've learned at Mason with some of our newer transfer students would also be something we'd love to see. So.
Well, that sounds awesome, and I hope everyone can have a positive experience out of that. And for those who are watching, we hope to see you at Transfer Week. I'm sure Matt would enjoy it very much, and so would all the students being involved there. So thank you very much for coming in today.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yep.
You're listening live to Improv for Mason here on WGMU Radio, heard WGMUradio.com.
It wasn't my idea.
Today's show with our special guest interview for this team in the new conference.
Welcome to a special
It's been
edition of the
a
First
great
Pick.
transition for me personally. I love Mason.
The very talented David Keckner.
I'm great. How are you doing?
Reed, Jonah, it was a pleasure having you on the show today.
I did.
I'm Ben Simpson. On the phone today, we have Drew McGarry, successful author, writer. You're listening to WGMU Radio on WGMUradio.com.
Tomorrow, International Program and Services will host a field trip to Roar Zoofari in Reston. Interact with animals up close. The event costs $5. Transportation will be provided, leaving Mason at 1 p.m. and arriving back at 4 p.m. Register on Mason 360.
Join Mason Recreation for a new session in their Now What series. This session is all about navigating the challenges of living on your own. They will teach you everything from laundry basics to minor home repairs. Do not worry, you will be adulting before you know it. The event takes place at the Overlook tomorrow at 1 p.m. Register on Mason 360.
Mason Madness takes place tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at Eagle Bank Arena. Mason Madness is an annual event that takes place in mid-October, kicking off the men's and women's basketball teams. There will also be green machine performances throughout the event. There will also be performances from other Mason student organizations. Before that, there will be a tailgate from Lot L from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Hope to see you there.
The Environmental Science and Policy Graduate Student Association is having an event on Minnie's Island, which is on Lock 8 in Cabin John, Maryland, near the C&O Canal Trail. During this event, students will document the island's biodiversity using the citizen science website/app iNaturalist. Fishing gear will be provided. The event takes place Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Parking is limited. If you want to carpool, email esbgcsa@gmu.edu. Register on Mason 360.
Take a trip to DC with GMU Anthropology Club to the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History on Saturday. This is a great way to familiarize yourself with DC and visit one of its most popular museums. You'll meet at the Vienna Metro Station at 10 a.m. and should arrive back on campus at around 3 p.m. Join GMU Anthropology's Discord account. Bring money for food. Register on Mason 360.
Caribbean Student Association of GMU will host a talent show called Lime Night to celebrate the various kinds of talent that come out of the Caribbean nations. There will be dancers, musicians, poets, and more. Come out and have a good time. The event will take place in the Hub Ballroom on Sunday, October 16th from 6 to 8 p.m. Register on Mason 360.
Julian will now give you the weekly weather report and give you an insight on what to expect this coming week.
Hello Patriots, hope you guys are having a good day. Now today was cloudy with on and off rain with a high of 72 degrees. Tomorrow will be mostly sunny with a high of 69 degrees, so it will be a nice day for a tailgate. Saturday will also be mostly sunny with a high of 76 degrees for Sunday. It will be cloudy with some showers in the afternoon with a high of 70 degrees. Monday will be cloudy and the high will be 65 degrees, and Tuesday will be sunny and chillier and the high will be 52 degrees. Wednesday will be partly cloudy and the high will be 52 degrees. Hey, but I hope everyone has a great week. Now, back to Jeff and Shreyas with the rest of the news.
Thank you, Julian. Taking an online course and struggling to balance time? Do you struggle with online courses altogether? A How to Study for Online Courses seminar hosted by Learning Services will take place on Tuesday, October 18th at 10:30 a.m. through Zoom. Come to this session to learn how to establish strong study strategies for success in your online class. Register on Mason 360.
Do you want to learn more about teaching internships abroad? Global Education Office will host an info session providing an overview of both virtual and global internships related to teaching and education. Students can intern with international schools, community centers, and nonprofits while earning Mason academic credit. There are opportunities for students without teaching experience, experienced teachers, and everything in between. This event takes place on Wednesday, October 19th at 5:30 p.m. Register on Mason 360.
Student Support and Advocacy Center will host the Clothesline Project on Thursday, October 20th at 10:30 a.m. Clothesline projects all over the world remind people of the real meaning of violence statistics. Each shirt represents a survivor or victim of sexual and interpersonal violence. During Dating/Domestic Violence Awareness Month, SSAC displays the Clothesline Project to bear witness and offer support to survivors. The event takes place in Sub 1, Room 3200. Register on Mason 360.
Student Government will host the Fall Farmers Market on Thursday, October 20th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at East Plaza. Student Government will be giving out free tote bags and pumpkins and will have special vendors coming in to sell their goods and products. You must register on Mason 360 to receive a product.
With Mason Madness happening tomorrow, are you looking forward to the season?
Of course, there's nothing better than having, the basketball season come back and seeing Mason compete to get into the playoffs again this season. And I'm always on the lookout, and, I'm always happy to see, how our basketball team does.
I mean, I don't follow basketball as much as some students do, so but I am excited to see that our team, hopefully they do well. It'll be good to see a team that actually has some type of national ranking do well and make it forward, bring maybe close back to what we when we previously had made it to all the way up to the March Madness bracket. So it will be very interesting to see, and hopefully they do well this year.
Yeah, it's always great to have optimism, right?
Thank you for tuning in, Patriots. You keep up to date with news on and off campus if you follow us on Instagram at MCN, on TV, Twitter, and Facebook at Mesa Cable Network, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Jeff Carberry.
And I'm Shreyas Adicherla. Have a great week, Patriots.